Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whichever place you are from, where it is, what it is now. For me, it's evening. Welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm working in my art journal with the newest book from Maremi's and the moss. And I took out this frame and I'm going to use it because I want to make a see-through. And so what I'm doing now is cutting out the part that I want to cut out from my journal to the next page, because I already cut it out, the part I already cut out from the frame. And so now I'm gonna do the same thing in my journal. So you can see I'm cutting. I have to put it back because I forgot to mark the under part. So making a little cut there also. And then I'm just taking it and I'm tearing out the paper. I'm gonna make a collage on the front and then also on the back, but I'm gonna make it 2 videos, otherwise it's gonna be too long for you guys. So checking if everything is covered up with my picture. This is how it looks on the back, but I don't worry about that because yeah, we can always do something with it with other pictures and collages later. But I'm happy with this result for now. So yeah, I'm gonna tear the harsh line on the side. I'm just gonna tear it off, and I'm fast forwarding it a little bit for you because I'm gonna stick it down, and then I'm also gonna glue my animal and my mushroom. But first of all, I'm checking which colors of paint that I need to match it up, because before I stick or I glue the paper down, I want a little layer of that color coming out from under the tree. This is a new paint from Deco Art. It's like a warm gray. So I'm just going to use a little bit from under and then on the side, and that little part where I'm also painting it now, because that is a little part that is sticking out. So for now I just want that color to come from underneath. I'm going to glue it down now, and I'm using matte medium. You can also use just normal glue, tacky glue or whatever, but this was in my reach, so that's why I took it. And I'm not only putting the glue under, but also putting it on top so I can color later. The excess glue, I'm taking it away with a baby wipe. And now that is it's glued down, it has to dry. But also I'm taking a little brush so that I can use the pins. First of all, I'm doing the under part. I'm just extending it. It's a dark green, but it works. But it's also not the only color I'm using, because as you can see, I'm using all kind of different greens that I want to come and make it shown on my paper. Then for now, because that part I also of course want to use it as the see-through, so I'm just taking my gesso so that it can match the flowers that is hanging from the list. And so I'm just using the white gesso for that, so it can dry. Then I can work on it in my second video. And so now I got that part done. I want to look for all my images, and I took this cute animal from the Moss book, the little elf. I took it from, I think, In Bloom, Elves in Bloom or something. Quite remember all the way, but it was cut out already, so I took it. And then the mushroom, and you can see that the elf, I want it on top of the mushroom. You can also see that I want it behind the paper. I want it also something. And from the Moss room, from the same page this frame came, I took the other one, and then I also cut out the elf. Now I fast forwarded this part because I got many questions about how I take my, or how I choose my images. So that's why I left this part in. You can see I'm always trying. It takes me always a long time to see what I want, what I don't want. But I liked the cloud. So, and then I'm checking again if I'm still satisfied with what I want on the back. Then I'm taking it off so it is flat again, and I cut out the flower because I needed something on the side of the frame. So first of all, I'm just taking that same color, the warm gray, and I'm going around the mushroom and the part that I didn't paint, and I'm doing it randomly because it's just for the back that I'm using it. Also going over the cloud, and then I'm just taking some different colors, and I'm stamping the paint on. So I'm taking it straight from the cap from the paint, and I'm just stamping it on different colors. So this is a warm vanilla color. Taking another one that is a little bit more yellow. And I'm also dabbing it on. You can see I'm just using it here, there, everywhere where I think it needs to be stamped on. And then when I was looking at the paper, I also saw a little bit of pinkish in there, so and that's what I also wanted to use. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my glass mat and start using it, because I want to use the right color. And you can see it was a little bit too bright, so once I put it there with my paintbrush, I go over and tap on the paint with my finger. And you can see it takes the brightness away, because you are tapping the color into the other paint also, and on your image that you have there already. And then I'm just checking where I want my flower. I want it like this, then the fairy on top again, to see how it looks like, because the fairy comes pasted as last, because I want it on top of the mushroom. So behind the fairy, I don't want to do difficult with painting and my brush going around it. So the fairy, I'll just glue it last. Now the under part, the moss part from the flower, it has yellowish and very dark green, and so I just extended the green from the right side. Then I'm checking where I want my flower, and I'm just gonna put a little bit more paint so that the paper will get stuck on it. So actually you are gluing it with the paint, and it doesn't matter because it's a very dark color, so the paint will not come through. And obviously this is not the only color I'm using. I'm gonna use a lighter green also. Go over the moss. So I'm checking the way I want it, and when I'm happy, just leave it there, let it dry, then it gets stuck. And this is still the very dark green that I'm using. And actually when you look on the film, it doesn't look bad, but in real life, when all the lamps are not shining on it, it was a little bit too dark. So I took out my other two greens, and I'm just, because I didn't clean my brush, so I'm just using it and lightening it up, going over it. Trying to blend it in with the rest. You can see it's not only there that I'm using it, I'm also using it on the side. Taking also a little of the other green, blending it in. Just keep blending it and don't clean your brush, just try, because if you don't like it, it's not a problem. You just take gesso and you go over it again. You can take white gesso if you don't like it, and just go over the parts that you don't like. So then you cover it up with the white gesso. If you are a little bit more brave, you can take the clear gesso again, and because obviously it dries up clear, so then you can still use darker color to accent it. but this way I liked it better because even the mushroom is coming to the front now with this light color. So I like it this way. So what I'm doing now is on the side of the frame where there's also green and moss there. I'm putting also the same green that I used on that big part on the left side. Of course, I'm using a little bit of other colors, a little bit of more pink, dabbing it with my finger. Just making sure that everything blends in well, like you have, that it looks like you have one scenery. And of course the gray is also going to a little bit more color, so I'm trying to check the pink that is in there, but I couldn't find what I wanted. And the pink from my cadence, the one I normally use, was finished, so I ordered a new one, but it's not in yet, so I have to do with what I have. So I took that bright one, and I can always tone it down with white and different colors. So first I'm going in like that to see how bright it is, and it was a little bit very bright, so I'm just using little bits and then tapping it with my finger to tone it down a little bit. You can see it blends in beautifully because there's already a pink tone or different pink tones in there, so it blends in very well. And if I want to use it on the flowers, then I can tone it down. Can see that that warm oat that or oat, the color looks like warm oat, the gray. So I'm just taking it. You can see there's a lighter color coming, going over the parts that I've done already. When it dries up, is also not as bright as you see it now, of course. And it dries up matte, so I'm just using that color to spread it out here and there. And then I think I'm going over the gray part on the side by the tree. Yeah, so first a little bit for the clouds, tapping it in. And then I was thinking, okay, I also want it by the gray to make it a little bit less dark. You can see behind the flower, it looks very beautiful. So I'm just going to do it all the way down. I'm just tapping it on, then rubbing it out with my finger so the gray will still come through. And on some places it's more paint than the other. Also using a little bit of the other color, the light color, in between. And you can see how beautiful it looks. You just have to try and play with your paints and your images. So now I'm going to glue my my flower down. And of course, I'm also putting the matte medium on top. And once the paint is dried, I'm gonna also glue my elf so I don't forget. I'm gonna put her on the mushroom. And one foot is higher than the other one, so I want the foot that is the highest. I'll put it on the edge from the mushroom and the other one somewhere in the middle. Makes it look more pleasant for the eye. And then it has to dry well. Then that same color, I'm taking it also up, rubbing it out with my finger. You can see I take different colors again from the pink, just trying it out. If I don't like it, I'll put gesso over it. But I love the way it looks now. Looks more warm and not as cold where the bird is sitting. Making a little bit of the touch up from the paper edge. And for now, I'm happy with how it looks like. So once it's dried, I'm gonna put my gesso over it again from Ephemera, clear gesso. I love the gesso because it doesn't have a grit. A lot of clear gessos, they have a grit. That means when it dries up, when you go over it with your finger, it's like you can really feel it. It has like little bumps. I don't know how else to explain it. And this gesso doesn't have that feel. It look white when you put it on top, and then when it dries up is clear. You can see I'm always using a little bit, and then I rub it out with my fingers again. Because it actually doesn't need a very thick layer. It's paper, so it gets saturated very quickly. So then you don't need to use much. And of course, I'm also doing it to speed it up a little bit. The drying process, I mean. So once everything has been covered with gesso, of course it has to dry well. And once it's dried, I will go in with my pencil brush. color was a little bit too bright, so I used my water brush to even water it more down a little bit so that the color get lighter. There's many ways you can use the water brush and the pentel brush colors, because they are water based. Sometimes I will also put it on my when I want to use it like an aquarelle color, I will just put it on my glass mat and then go in with my water brush, because then you can even dilute it more. But for now it's not necessary. I just want to brighten up all the pinks and all the beautiful colors that is in here already. You just make it stand out a little bit more color wise. And if there's some parts that you need to cover up, then you can do so also. So I do hope you liked this first part, and the second video will be coming up soon. And so yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching the first part. Do hope you will consider to like, subscribe and share my video. And as said before, I hope I'll see you in the second part. Bye!